All right, so this video is all about the best areas here in the city of Temecula to buy a home for $1 million. So I'm going to give you a few different examples of exactly what you can purchase for $1 million or thereabouts. I kind of smudged the price range a little bit on a few of these, but to show you, what kind of value you can get, what type of house you can get in some of these really nice top neighborhoods. So let's go ahead and get into it. Hey guys, hey again, my name is Justin Short. I'm a realtor and team leader with the Short Real Estate team here at Keller Williams in Temecula. And this video is all about the city of Temecula, and we're going to show you how far your budget can go. We're going to show you the best things for your buck, the best neighborhoods to buy in, and what you can get in those neighborhoods for $1 million. So before we get into all the information though, if you are liking real estate videos like this, please do me a favor. Please hit like, please hit subscribe to the channel. Obviously it helps me, it helps my channel as we try to continue to grow it. And then if you guys have any real estate questions, you can feel free to reach out anytime. So you're gonna see my information either down below or at the end of the video. You're gonna see my cell phone number, my email address. You can feel free, you can call, you can text, you can email me. Happy to help point you in the right direction. Happy to give you some advice about some different areas and some of the different cities around here. Or of course, if I can help you out with your home search, I'd love to do that. That's how I earn a living, and I'd love to be a resource for you. Love to have the opportunity to help you. So cool. All right, so we're gonna get all the info. What I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna flip the camera around. I'm gonna pull up kind of a map, and I'm gonna pull up some pictures of kind of some of these houses that I'm talking about. And I think it'll help really kind of describe, what I want to describe to you guys. But really the gist of it is, hey, here in the city of Temecula right now, the average home is about $850,000, right? So when we're looking at these homes that are about $1 million, some are a little bit under, some are a little bit over. There's a couple that are a little bit over, but more or less right about $1 million. So it kind of shows you, how far your dollar can go. This would definitely be considered, a premium price point in Temecula. So like I mentioned, the average is about $850. We're closer to about the $1 million range that we're looking at. So definitely a little bit higher end price point, but you can see, how new these houses are, how updated they are, how grand they are, and really just kind of see, what $1 million gets you here in the city of Temecula. So I'm gonna flip the camera around and let's go ahead and get into it. All right, cool. All right, so I got everything flipped around. I've pulled up a map here of the city of Temecula, and I'm gonna go over 5 different available listings right around the $1 million price point, and I'm gonna talk about 5 different neighborhoods. So these are 5 of the top neighborhoods here in the city of Temecula, and I wanna show you just kind of what your money can buy, kind of what you can get for the value, and hopefully give you some different idea of kind of how things are going to compare around these different neighborhoods. So the first neighborhood we're going to stop at is the neighborhood of Summers Bend. So this is one of my favorites. I usually rank it as number 1 or number 2 as far as the top neighborhoods in Temecula. I am a little bit biased. This is the neighborhood that I live in, so I think it's a really great place. What makes it so popular is because it's the last currently, and will be one of the last newer tract home communities that are ever built in the city of Temecula. So there are a couple that are currently in process of being under construction, so it won't end up being the latest and the last of them, but it is one of the last master plan communities in Temecula. Because it is so new, the floor plans tend to be really popular because it is that real big, that open concept layout. So you have those cool finishes that are so in style, right? So LVP flooring, one solid floor throughout, one big great room, quartz counters, and just all the different finishes that are popular and that you can see on HGTV and whatnot today. So location-wise, that's kind of why I have the map pulled up here. So to kind of give you kind of a lay of the land, right? So you have the 15 freeway that runs pretty north and south, right, through the city. So that connects from San Diego up to the Orange County, LA area, right? And then there's 3 major off ramps here in Temecula. So the first one is going to be the most north is this Winchester Road exit. So that's the most north off ramp. The middle one here is this area of Rancho California Road. That's kind of your middle off ramp. Off Rancho California to the left is the Old Town area, and then to the right is the wine country area out that way. So that's kind of in the middle, in the heart of town. And then the most southern exit is this exit of South Temecula. So this is Temecula Parkway. It used to be, Temecula Parkway, you used to see it referred to sometimes as 79 South. You still see that from time to time. But this tends to be the most desirable part of the city. So anything that is south of this area in Temecula Parkway would be considered South Temecula. What people like that location because you are so close to the freeway, especially if you're commuting south to San Diego. It's really going to help shorten your commute. And it does have the top high school in the area, which is going to be in this area down here. So that it's at Great Oak High School, which is super, super highly rated. Some people move here just for the high school alone, but in general, the school district's really good across the board. So the first neighborhood we're going to stop at is that neighborhood of Summers Bend. So Summers Bend is actually more up this way. It's kind of basically where the circle is. It is right here on the border of Temecula and Murrieta. So these homes up here are considered Murrieta. And where we're looking at here is Temecula, and this area, well, most of this, the lines get a little blurry, that's mostly Temecula as well. But it's really right there on the border, Temecula and Murrieta. There's still new construction that's going on now. And I think, for the value that you can get for $1 million, I think it's pretty good value here. So cool, let me go ahead and get it pulled up. All right, so I moved my camera around a little bit, so that way hopefully my face doesn't get in the way of you guys looking at some of these houses. But I'm gonna go over 5 different listings here. This first one we're gonna talk about is 39463 Dayspring Way in Temecula, so it's located in Summers Bend. And then first, just wanna make sure I give you the disclosure. So none of the houses we're gonna talk about are my current listings. They are homes that are currently available for sale out on the market. We are in early August. This house that we're going to take a look at, I think shows really nice. It is listed by the brokerage of ERA Donahue. It is listed by Sarah Donahue, and to me, I think it's a home that shows really, really well. But I just want to make sure I give you that disclaimer. So that house itself is, let's pull up some of the stats on it right now. So it is 5 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. It's almost 3,000 square feet. It's 2,949 square feet. It is a 2-story. It has a 3-car garage. So if you can notice on here, there's no third door. So it's that tandem garage where one's kind of double stacked, and it is newly built. So it's only built in 2021. So that's kind of what makes it so desirable, is that it is such new construction, right? And then we're going to flip through, some of the pictures here. Oh, I didn't talk about price point. And most importantly, this one is listed, it's under the $1 million budget. It's listed at only $939,000. The trade-off is with these newer homes, you do have some higher taxes, so property taxes are gonna be a little bit higher, and this neighborhood does have a little bit higher HOA. So the HOA here is a total of $260 per month there's actually 2 HOAs, but combined, that's what they list out to. So cool. So I'll kind of take you through a few pictures. You can kind of see. So it's kind of the front of the house. As you walk in, here's the kitchen. So it's very open, very bright, right? A lot of light. So quartz counters, real nice backsplash, nice stainless steel appliances, kind of cool range hood that's up there. Nice lighting fixtures, and it's one nice solid floor throughout. Very nice and open. And again, this is really just over $900,000. You get high ceilings. Again, that big open concept. They kind of have some real nice windows in the back, nice sliders. And then this one actually has a real nice view. So no rear neighbor directly behind. So they're down a slope. So it gives you real nice privacy. Very nice, bright and open. And again, it's a big house. It's it's almost 3,000 square feet. So really, really good size. Actually, I think it has a double slider. So one slider on this side and another. I'll go back here. Another here on this side too. So I think that was an option from the builder. But a lot of nice features. You're kind of looking at the guest room downstairs that has an attached bathroom. So it does have 3 full bathrooms plus the half bath. There's a loft space upstairs. So if you needed a 6-bedroom, I guess it could be that as well. And we'll kind of get through. I want to get through some of it through the outside. That's the primary. But because it's so new, it's in really good shape, right? The bathroom's super nice, super bright open. You have the backyard, so you have the view that's out here, some concrete patio space. You have some lighting, a lot of privacy. And I think it's something that's a really, really good value. So All right, so the next neighborhood we're going to talk about is the neighborhood of Morgan Hill. These two are going to be top 1 and 2 on most of my list. I think on most people's list as far as the best neighborhoods in Temecula. Morgan Hill is a little bit older, so really you're going to see homes that are built kind of the late 2000, so 2007, 2008, up until like the mid 2010, so up to like 2012, 2013, 14, 15, right around there. But what makes it a little more desirable for people a lot of times is the location. So it is a part of South Temecula. So we're back here at the map. We talked about that road that gives you South Temecula. Morgan Hill is kind of more down this way. So where that location is, it is zoned for South Temecula. It is part of South Temecula. It is zoned for that top high school. Even all the schools that it's zoned for are really, really highly rated. And compared to Summers Bend, the taxes tend to be a little bit lower, and then the HOA is lower as well. So HOA I think is right about $119 a month, so more or less about half, a little bit less than half than what Summers Bend has right now. But the home is a little bit older, so you can kind of see some of that trade-off. And let's pull that guy up. All right, so this is the next house we're going to take a look at. So it is in that Morgan Hill community. The address here is 44207 Rydell Street here in Temecula. This one is a little more expensive, so I kind of cheated the price point a little bit, but I think it's a really, really nice street. I really like the location here. I've had clients buy and live on this street and the street over. I think it's a really, really nice place. So this one is on the market for $1.175. It is currently listed by Realty RX, and the agent is Hi Yam. So that's currently on the market. It is a bigger house, so you can see obviously more expensive, but you do get quite a bit more space. So this one's about 3,900 square feet. It's 5 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. This one does have a little bit bigger lot, and also has a 3-car garage. You have another one of those tandem garages, and we'll kind of go through some of the pictures here. So again, it's a big home. You can see out front, it is super nice, super well maintained. Kind of come in, kind of have that front, kind of your family room area here. You have a built-in fireplace. This home is built in 2011, so it is getting a little bit older compared to like the brand new one that we just saw, right? So maybe things that were in style 13, 14 years ago maybe aren't necessarily as popular today, right? But you still have a pretty good size family room to kitchen. You do have a big island there. You have some nice shutters on the back. Looks like granite counter, stainless steel appliances. This one I believe does have a butler's pantry here right behind the corner there, so which is really nice. There's kind of your family room area here. And as we go through, you can see a lot of the bathrooms are upgraded, so they have full showers, full tile throughout. And just there are a lot of browns and beiges and things like that, which they were probably not as popular today. Some people might think it's a little bit dated, might need a little bit of a refreshing, but at the time they were all very, very high-end finishes, of course. So some people may want to go in and make some changes. So there's your bathroom. You have your bathroom tub. You have your big walk-in shower there as well. And then really what you're paying for here is the location, because you are in South Temecula, you are in Morgan Hill, and that's what's so desirable. Upstairs laundry, you kind of have some original fixtures and stuff here. But once you get out of the backyard, so I kind of skipped by that, but the backyard is super, super nice. So you have this real big, huge California room. You have the fireplace, looks like it's mounted for a TV up there as well. So real nice pavers, tree, privacy, no one behind you. You have a ton of privacy on both sides, or from behind and on both sides of the lot. The pavers are really nice. Looks like you have some plumbing and stuff, maybe for like a barbecue or something that could have been there in the past. Really good size in the backyard. Plenty of space, views. I'm sure you can see just the way it's angled. I'm sure you get some hot air balloons and whatnot on the weekends that cruise by. Looks like some grapevines and whatnot there. It's a big house, right? You can see just kind of how it's positioned. It's almost 4,000 square feet. It's a big price point for the area. At being close to almost 1.2 million. But what you get a lot of property in such a really, really prime location. I think it's I think it's actually really good value for what it is, and gives you a lot of nice stuff with your house and a lot of great space. Kind of thumbing through the rest of the pictures here. Some of the HOA stuff, and back to the front of the house. Cool. All right, let's pull up the next one. All right, so house number 3, neighborhood number 3. So the next one we're going to pull up is in the neighborhood of Red Hawk. Red Hawk is a really, really desirable area. Again, it is part of South Temecula. If you look down here, it's going to be right here in this area is this neighborhood of Red Hawk. Really kind of rule of thumb, so South Temecula, anything south of here is considered South Temecula. Again, that's probably the most desirable part of the city where people want to live. And more or less, it's kind of chunked up into 3 different sections. So you have here on the right southern area, this is the Morgan Hill area that we had talked about. Here in the middle is going to be that Red Hawk area that we're going to talk about just now. And all the way to the left, this is that Wolf Creek area that I mentioned in a lot of my videos as well. We're not going to talk about that today, I don't believe, but right now we're going to talk about this Red Hawk area. So very, very close to the Morgan Hill neighborhood, just kind of the next section over, and definitely super desirable area. Cool, let's go ahead and pull it up. All right, so here's the next house we're going to talk about. So it's 32716 Hoopa Drive in Temecula. It's actually listed by my office here, so Keller Williams in Temecula by Jeff and Stephanie Bast. So this house is just in the process of going on the market. It's listed, it is a little bit over budget again at 1.15 million, but is a big house with a pool, and I think it shows super, super nice. So it's 5 bedrooms, 3 full bathrooms, 3,086 square feet. It's a big lot, so it's about a 1/4 acre lot, so it's a little over 10, almost 11,000 square feet. Two-story, and it does have a 3-car garage. And it is a little bit older, so this is Red Hawk. Red Hawk's gonna be a little bit older neighborhood, so it was built in 97. So that's gonna be pretty common, kind of built in the late 90s, early 2000s in Red Hawk. But they're just going up on the market now, and so we'll kind of thumb through. Obviously, here's the pictures. The backyard I think is really nice. You have a really nice pool. As back here, you have the pool, spa, you have some decking, and I think they've done a really good job. But they do have a hillside in the back. The owners kind of cut in and made that more usable. Looks like a little, so you have some stair steps and some walking area, probably some gardening area up there. It looks like as well. Here's the front of the house with your 3-car garage. One thing people do like about this Red Hawk area, and in general with a little bit older homes in this area, so this is again more built in the mid 90s, you do tend to get a little bit more property, so a little bigger lot size, and with that you tend to have a little more width between your neighbors. So some of these new builds, they start to really compact as many lots in as humanly possible. Here where just land was more abundant, so they just spread things out a little bit more. Here's kind of your front porch entry. You have a real nice door. I think the porch is really nice and big. There's a door from the inside. And then coming in, you have a real nice staircase. So you have, looks like a wrought iron staircase. It's really open, and I'm sure this was something that was upgraded by the owners at some point. Real nice flooring, throughout here in the first floor. Another thing that people do tend to like about a little bit older home like this, so something built in the mid 90s, when you get a home like this, you tend to get these really high vaulted ceilings. Let's see if we can get a good picture of that. Oh, here we go. Whereas opposed to like a newer house, let's say like the Summers Bend neighborhood that I mentioned, they're so concerned about being energy efficient and making sure there's no wasted space, so you don't waste your AC, cooling the high air. Up here you have these really big high cathedral ceilings. This one's got some cool features in the ceilings. You have kind of the beams, kind of the faux beams, I'm sure, but very impressive with the staircase going up, the beams up top, and it's very grand, which a lot of people tend to like, as opposed to the newer homes that you have those low ceilings. I mean, if they're 10 feet, that would be considered super high. You have a real nice kind of bar built-in area. Looks like you got a wine fridge there. This is all kind of your front formal living, formal dining area. So obviously shows really, really nice. They've done a ton of upgrades over the years here. And then you have the big kitchen. So kitchen to family room. Looks like all these windows have been swapped out as well to the black windows, which are really popular right now. Real nice, big, huge, statement piece for the range. Nice backsplash. Beautiful island that they've done. Just a lot, nice countertops. Just a lot of customization, a lot of things that they have added and changed over the years here. So I think that's a wolf. Yeah, it looks like wolf range, which is beautiful. Again, higher ceilings. You have the big apron sink. Looks like quartz counters there. Looks like you have some two-tone, so darker counters on the outside, lighter counter on the inside, and then you have kind of this prep area here, which I think is super cool. It's not something you see very often, but you got the built-ins, a microwave. Looks like I think it's second fridge. Oh no, that is the fridge. Big built-in though. It's like maybe a big Sub-Zero or built-in. Yeah, maybe it's another Wolf brand, but something super high-end. So a lot of custom cabinetry, just, oh, that's a second sink too. So it's one sink there, and second sink down that way, closer to the island. It's cool. So you have the prep sink, a lot of cool trim. You have built-in speakers, built-in lighting, just a lot of really, really cool things that are in here. It's beautiful. There's a downstairs bedroom. So they're kind of using it as an office there. Looks like you have closets though, so it does qualify as a bedroom. There's your third bathroom downstairs, so that's been redone. There's the fixtures. Wow, obviously it's finished really, really well. Shows really, really nicely. Love the beams going upstairs. There's primary, really good size, ton of light. You can obviously see out to the backyard. Ton of light coming in. It looks to be super private. Big, huge closets. Looks like double closet. His and hers, hers and hers, right? Here's a bathroom, custom backsplash, custom flooring, vanities. I mean, shower. That's super pretty. It's really nice. Guest rooms. Wow. Yeah. This is huge too. This is huge for a guest room. Wow. Huge room. Awesome. I like looks like built-ins too. Another bedroom, and then back out to the backyard. So it looks like turf, trees, spa, patio cover. Just super, super nice. You see the windows. I guess they're really only these downstairs ones. The windows have been swapped out, but they look awesome. Privacy hedge. Wow. Very impressive. Oh, yep, here's kind of some seating going up that hill. This is probably one of the best jobs I've ever seen somebody do with a hillside. It's not super convenient to have a hill on top of it, so people are going to cut in and use it. That makes it, super usable, which is cool. So, and kind of some layouts and stuff. So, super cool place. And so again, the location's great. The other pro that I guess I didn't mention about this, because it's a little bit older home, the taxes are a little bit lower here. So you don't tend to have those extra special assessments and whatnot. So that's a big plus. All right, cool. So the next house we're going to talk about is the neighborhood of Crown Hill. Crown Hill is another really, really nice neighborhood. It is very close to South Temecula. It's just like a street over, but super desirable. You do have an HOA there. It's about $94 a month, but it's a big neighborhood. It's definitely upper end. There's a lot of really, really nice houses in there, and tends to be a really desirable area for people. Location-wise, it is located, so here's that South Temecula area. Here's that second off-ramp here in Rancho California Road, and Crown Hill is going to be located like right about here. So kind of shows you location, very kind of close to the others that we were talking about, but I think it's a really, really nice place. I think this is a really, really nice house. So this one we're going to talk about is 32872 North Shire Circle here in Temecula. This house is currently listed by Damian Simon by First Class Real Estate, and I think it's a beautiful, beautiful pool home here in Temecula. So we'll pull it up here. You can see obviously the front yard's well taken care of. It is a quiet street. I know there's not a lot of traffic that goes there, and they have I believe they have a pretty nice view here in the back. So your pool, spa, they have your bar area, covered patio, barbecue over there. All super, super nice, super well taken care of. As you come in, so this home, I guess I didn't give the specifics on it, so I probably should. So it's a little over $1 million, so it's $1,024,999. It is a 4-bedroom Looks like 3 bathrooms, a little over 2,800 square feet. Again, does have a pool, which is going to add quite a bit of value there. And it is a single story, which is not very common. So that's a big plus. So 2 homes that are the same size. The single, say they're both the same square footage, the one that's a single story is going to sell for more just because there's less of them. They tend to be more desirable. Some people can only do those. So anyways, as we're going through the house, you kind of walk in, you kind of have your, you have tile, you have your formal living, formal dining room here as we come in. And you can just see, that's actually that dining room area. You can see how wide it is, actually. Yeah, there's a dining room area on this side, so formal living, formal dining room combo. You have shutters, you have some crown molding throughout. Yeah, nice long hallway. And then you come in, you have your kitchen to family room. So again, you have some real nice tile work, nice fireplace, you have the built-ins, and this opens up to the kitchen over on that side. So kitchen, you have some, looks like some real nice cabinet work. I'm sure a lot of this was added over time. You have the wine fridge down below. You have the glass doors. Looks like granite counters, nice custom backsplash. Yeah, it shows really good. I assume those are granite, might be marble. Opens up, you can start to see a little bit of that view coming through the doors there. Looks like I assume it's a trash compactor, I would think. I don't know, might be a second dishwasher, but here's laundry room. Obviously it's downstairs, everything is downstairs here, it's all one level. So you have your laundry room area, have some built-ins coming in. So here's a bedroom, you have shutters throughout. Looks like you also have your doors going out there to the backyard, which is nice. Yep, there they are, they open, so that's really nice. And your primary bath. So it looks, oh, that is the primary bedroom. Okay, so that was primary bedroom, primary bathroom. You have shower, tub. You have dual sinks there. All that looks really good. Here's a big walk-in closet. You have this extra little seating area here as well. Here's getting into a guest bedroom. Get into the guest bedrooms. Kind of zoom past these a little bit. Let's get to the outside. And then here's your private entrance here to that little casita area. Cool. Super uncommon to have that. And then getting out to the backyard, so you have your California room, built-in barbecue. So you got fridges, fridge in there, and looks like multiple fridges maybe. Yep, multiple fridges. Cool. And then you have the pool. So pool, you have the slotted fence in the back for the view. There's your second kind of built-in area, and that's a beautiful view. So that's sunset. So it's pretty kind of northwest facing. It's a great view. Pool, spa. Yeah. And this is just kind of location. Over to the right on this side is going to be towards wine country. So I'm sure you see a ton of hot air balloons every morning. Yeah, it shows really nice. Super cool. It's beautiful. Cool. Move on to the next one. All right, cool. So the last one we're going to talk about is in a different neighborhood. So this is the neighborhood of Teresina. Teresina is not really a super huge neighborhood, but it is very close to that Red Hawk neighborhood that we talked about earlier. So, and it is a newer construction area. So again, we talked about South Temecula. You have this this off-ramp here, the Teresina area. Earlier we talked about the Red Hawk area, so that's here, and then Teresina is right below it, kind of right down here. So Teresina, it is South Temecula. It is very close to that top high school. It's very close to Pechanga Casino as well, which is actually is a plus as far as from my mindset. I think it's a plus. It's not like a bad thing at all. I think most people would probably agree with that. It's well kept. It's super nice casino. But that's the location here, and let's pull up the house. All right, cool. So here's the house we're going to take a look at. It is currently listed by Mary Barney from Century 21 Masters. The address is 33303 Barmetta Lane here in Temecula. It is listed just over $1 million, so right at the last price point. So it's $1,024,000. So it's right there. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, 2,700 square feet. It is another one that's a single story, which I told you is pretty rare. But this neighborhood in general is a little bit newer as well. So this house was built in 2017. So you do have an HOA here. The HOA is really not too much. I think it's like $76 a month is the HOA. So not as costly as some of the others, but because it is newer, you do have a little bit higher taxes, so that's something to know. But because it's so new, it's finished really, really well. I mean, it's only 8 years old. Let's kind of go through the pictures here. So you have this room right here in the front, or this picture right here from the front. Here's from the back. So again, you have really, really nice view. You see the solar panels that are there up on the roof. And one of the things I like a lot, I think just because it's so rare, it's not something you see very often, is when you have the glass fencing in the back. I think it's really nice. It kind of really highlights the view that you're going to have back there. And then you can see in this one just the way the lot is positioned, where on one side, your neighbor, you have this extra kind of access road on the side. So it gives you an extra, I don't know, it's probably 15 feet or so of privacy from where your other neighborhood is up here. So helps make your lot super, super private. As we come up, so you have the front yard, nice little walkway, or nice big walkway, really. Did a lot of nice hardscaping work that they did to this little courtyard area. There's your drone shots. Oop, I guess you could see that privacy there on the side here. Cool. Coming in, so you have these really nice pavers in the entryway. As you come in, you are going to see it's a very open concept. First, there's your half bath. Okay, then coming in, there's your front door. Kind of you have your dining room area right there, and then here's your family room area. You see the tri-folding or really quad folding sliders out in the back, which is nice. You have the built-in cabinets. You have there's some shelving there, fireplace. It's all really nice. Nice flooring, a lot of light, high ceilings. Oop, there's your quad folding slider. Out to this big California room. So this one doesn't have a huge lot, in the backyard. So if you want a ton of space, I mean, probably some of the others we looked at are going to give you more, but it is super, super nice. And this is a beautiful, beautiful view. Here's part of that great room, kind of the kitchen eating area. You have this extra cabinet space, some, glass doors there and shutters on the back, on the windows as well in the back. Real nice, looks like higher end granite, nice cabinets. Looks like you have a backsplash back there, stainless steel appliances. All shows really, really nice. Beautiful, super nice and open. Looks like that's access out to the garage. Probably your pantry space we just passed by, and then here's your laundry room area, prep sink, extra cabinets. Going down the hall here, again, it's single story, so you have your primary bedroom. You have your shutters back there, nice windows, good light. Looks like higher ceilings. Coming out here, here's a bathroom. So dual sinks. You have vanity area, tub, shower. Looks like a jumbo-sized shower as well. And then going out in the hallway, kind of takes you out. You saw the guest bath. We kind of walked by real quickly. Here's your guest rooms. So it's total of 4 bedrooms. So guest bathroom, another guest bedroom, another guest bedroom. Cool. And then out to the outside, which I think is what I really want to check out. So you have really nice pavers. You saw some different flooring material that they have there. I think that's tile. That's out there. Beautiful, beautiful view. Built-in barbecue area over there too. It's cool. Love the pavers. There we go. Cool. All right. So anyways, I hope that's helpful for you guys. Kind of walking you through what you can get for $1 million or so here in Temecula. I want to give you an example of a few different neighborhoods. Hopefully that's helpful and kind of giving you my opinion as we're going through them. Anyways, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Hopefully talk to you soon. Thanks.